Hello, hi. My name is Divya Ranjani. I'm from Ahmed Business School. I'm working as an assistant professor over there. I'm going to talk a topic on research methods. So it is a very general topic like research. Research is nothing but a search of knowledge. So what is that search of knowledge? When we do a search for any topic on any objects, that is said to be a research. So I'm going to talk on research methodology, which is going to be a scientific and systematic way of approaching a knowledge. So if I'm going to talk about like a COVID time or it is like a tsunami time like that, any condition, a government is going to do a research and then find the conclusion. That conclusion comes with a mathematical value. That mathematical value is nothing but methodology. So I just enter into my topic, research methods. So what is a research method? A research method, according to Clifford Oddy, defining and redefining the problem and just collecting, organizing and directing of data and at last making a conclusion with respect to hypothesis testing and making a result analysis with related to a methodology concept. So that is called a research methodology. So what are the objectives of research? And objectives of research is nothing but I'm going to portray accurately about the characteristics of a nature of a data and then I'm going to find the number of occurrences, how the data has been repeated for a times and then moving on with my hypothesis testing. So I was just repeating a word called hypothesis. So what is that hypothesis? And hypothesis is nothing but an assumptions of a data. When any incident has happened, we used to have some assumptions. Okay, this may be happened because of that, this and all. This is nothing but an assumptions which frames with some typical questions. So how do we solve that? So before moving on to the entire topic of research methodology, I just want to talk about the types of research. So the types of research is nothing but a descriptive research, analytical research, quantitative research, qualitative research, empirical, fundamental, applied and conceptual. According to these researchers only, the data have been classified and which is edited and tabulated for the coding process. So first we'll just talk about what is descriptive research. A descriptive research is nothing but a fact-finding research, or I can say it as an inquiries or any particular data which based on questionnaire or any finding that comes with a descriptive research. And then moving on with my applied research. So what is applied research? When I apply knowledge. So where do I apply knowledge? From a data which has been already available in the internet websites or books, journals, newspapers. I used to collect the information. From that information, when I conclude my research, that comes under my analytical research. Then what is the conceptual research? A conceptual research is nothing but which is a problem which has happened suddenly and I'm going to give a solution on immediate process. So that comes under my conceptual research. For example, if a strike has happened in a company and a manager has to take a decision on that. So what happens is he cannot be able to inquire continuously for a longer period of time. So what he has to do? He has to take an immediate solution for a problem. That time a research is applied. So what type of research it is? It is called conceptual research. And then moving on with my empirical research. So what is that empirical research? An empirical research is nothing but it is going to be a generalization and formulation of all my theory concepts. So how do I do that? That is, when I start my research, from the research start till it ends, I'm going to talk about what are the things I have been collected and how it has been narrated under a brief theory process. So that comes under my empirical theory. Then moving on with my quantitative research. So what is quantitative research? When I'm going to talk about a research based on any quantity or any type of centimeter, meters or kilograms like that, or amount based with some parametric measures, then that comes under my quantitative research. What is qualitative research? A qualitative research comes with the quality or a kind or a nature of a data when I'm going to talk about. For example, if I'm going to say many students have went to Mayajal to see cinemas. So what happens here? I'm going to talk about the students who went to Mayajal to see cinemas. So I'm just going to talk about the nature in which the particular research has happened. So this is said to be my qualitative research. And then I'm moving on to my process of research. So till here we have just talked about what is type of research, objectives of research, and we know very well what is research methodology. So when I start with my process of research, I need to start the first step with my research problem. So what do I start with problem? The problem just happens, but how can I define the problem? The problem is defined into two different categories. That is a problem based on nature, a problems based on relationship between variables. So what is problems based on nature? A particular nature of a problem which has happened because of environmental issues, or I'm going to talk about the COVID time, or it is like a tsunami times, or because of flood, I'm going to have a collection of data around the world, around the India, or around the state, like that. That comes under the first type of problem, that is a problem based on nature. What is second one? The second one is nothing but a relationship between variables. So what is that relationship between variables? When I'm going to talk about the relationship between the supervisor and co-supervisors, faculty and student relationship, management and faculty relationship. So what is that? A relationship analysis is going to happen. This type of problem analysis is happen because of the second category, that is defining a problem based on relationship between variables. So the first step, defining a research problem. How it is defined? Defining a research problem is divided into a problem based on nature, a problem based on relationship between variables. After defining this problem, what is my second condition or the second step? The second step comes with my review of literature. How do I start my review of literature? Just like that, not collecting data from websites or books, journals or newspapers, because review of literature is basically your secondary data. But how do I do that? The review of literature is divided into two different categories. The review of literature based on concepts and theories, a review of literature based on findings of previous research. So what is the concepts and theories and findings of previous research? So concepts related to previous research is nothing but I'm going to find the findings of previous topic where my topic has been selected under job satisfaction. The same job satisfaction has been happened in different companies, and I'm going to collect the data. What is their findings? What is their suggestions? What is the gap involved in it? And how do I make the gap analysis involved in my present research? When I'm going to do a connectivity between that. That comes under the second type of review literature. What is the first type? The concepts of theories. So what is that? It is just nothing but I'm going to search a topic on job satisfaction. What is job satisfaction? What are the factors of job satisfaction? What are the levels of job satisfaction? If I'm going to take only the theory part, that comes under my first type. So review of literature based on concepts and theories, review of literature based on my previous research findings. After the second step, we move on to the formulating of hypothesis. How do I start my formulating of hypothesis? Hypothesis is nothing but an assumptions which is made on by the researcher. So when I'm going to have some tentative assumptions of the problem, how it has happened, when it has happened, how can I do an analysis? If I put when, where, what, why, where and all, automatically that comes under my formulation of hypothesis, or in word, or I can say it as development of working hypothesis. After finding these many questions, I need to go on with my data collection method. So how do I start my data collection method? The data collection method is divided into a primary data and secondary data. So what is primary data? A primary data is nothing but an initial stage of a data, how it is being collected. So I can call the data as a fresh data or a raw data which is being collected by the researcher for a first time. And the data is not a duplication process, and it has been original in character. When I'm going to talk about a secondary data is data which has been already been available in website, books, journals, newspapers, like that, where I'm going to make a copy and present it before the judges or the guide. That comes under the secondary data process. So for example, if I'm going to take a data with respect to Taj Mahal, the particular project is given with respect to Taj Mahal, like that. So what I do it, I'll do a research in a Google, what is Taj Mahal, how it is constructed, how many members has been constructed, and what is the profile of it, everything I used to take it and put as a report, and if I submit, that comes under the secondary data analysis. But if I'm going to do a research on job satisfaction, as I discussed it earlier, like job satisfaction, I'm going to do a research in ABC Private Limited, that is going to be a fresh data which is been collected by the researcher for the first time in ABC Private Limited, and which is not a repetition. But I'm going to take a review of literature like a same job satisfaction which has been conducted in Renault, Nissan or some other companies with respect to the findings and the gap analysis. So data analysis based on the data collection method. So how the data collection is method? The data collected is through the primary data and secondary data. This primary data is further divided into 4 different categories, that is observation method, interview method, and schedules, and through the questionnaire. So when I'm going to talk about the observation method, so what is that observation method? An interviewer directly goes to the present area, collects the data, and which is not the which is in the presence of the researcher itself, the observation is made, and which is not the duplication or a biasing data, which has been an original data which has been collected in fresh hands of the researcher. That is observation method. But what is interview method? An interview method is just like that, informed on the basis of the daily condition, and the people used to come and give their ideas or suggestions, and the data has been noted for the data analysis purposes. That is my interview method. And then we move on to the questionnaire. This questionnaire method is based on the two different categories, that is an open-ended questionnaire and a closed-ended questionnaire. This open-ended questionnaire is very easy. Wherever you can go for a like a bike service or a car service, you can see there is a word called suggestions, and they will be given lines to make your presentation or make your valuable suggestions over there, where you have a free talk to say how you feel about it. So that is open-ended questionnaire. But what is closed-ended questionnaire? When we limit a certain condition to the question by making satisfied, dissatisfied, neutral, like that comes with my closed-ended questionnaire. This questionnaire, it comes under the multivariate or a dimensional, two-dimensional, one-dimensional categories. So how do I do that? That particular dimensional can be classified into dichotomous questionnaire and a multivariate questionnaire. So what is dichotomous? A dichotomous is nothing but talking about the questionnaire, do you like this class? When you say that, automatically the option is only true, like yes or a no, true or false, or satisfied, dissatisfied. So only two options are given to the questionnaire. So this type of questionnaire is said to be a dichotomous question. But when you move into the multivariate questionnaire, the multivariate questionnaire comes with the like a 3 Likert, 4 Likert, 6 Likerts, like that. So what is Likert scale or a Likert scale? A Likert scale is nothing but where I am going to give some options to the people or to the respondents to select among them and do the research accordingly. For example, if I am going to say how do you like this class? Satisfied, dissatisfied, neutral. So this is 3 Likert or a Likert scale. And then if I'm going to say about bad, good, not good, like that is 4 Likert. If I'm going to talk about strongly satisfied, satisfied, neutral, strongly dissatisfied, that is 5 Likert. Like this, we are going to talk about many dimensional process with respect to questionnaire. And then moving on to the last step called schedules. The schedules comes under a date, time, area, or a geographical condition which I am going to locate, and I am going to collect the data. So this observation, interview method, and collection of data with respect to questionnaire and at last schedules. This is said to be my primary data. Then moving on to my sample of characteristics. So how do I do the sampling condition? My sampling condition has been done with the population process. So what is population? Where I'm going to do an inquiry in the field of process where my items are analyzed, and all the items under the field of this inquiry as a whole, I'm going to say it as a population. And what is sample? A sample is nothing but a portion from a population. I'll do my sampling with respect to probability of sampling methods or a non-probability of sampling methods. Now, sampling is divided into probability and non-probability sampling. So what are sampling techniques we can study? So the different types of sampling techniques are judgment sampling, convenience sampling, simple random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, cluster and area sampling, quantified sampling, quota sampling, and sequential sampling. These samplings regarding these details we'll be studying later, but I'll just inform what is these samplings meant for. These samplings are really used for us to classify our data in process of analyzing the data analysis process. How the data analysis has been happen? Through coding, editing, and tabulation. So through making coding, editing, tabulation, I need to split my data into different category of research. So I need to find the research, I need to find my sampling technique, and then move on my data analysis process. Through the data analysis process, I'll just quantify my data with respect to primary data and secondary data. The next, we move on to the analysis of data. So how the analysis of data is done? Through the coding, editing, and tabulation. So how do I define coding? A coding is nothing but a symbols which represent my data. And what is editing? How do I do that? For example, if I'm going to talk about a jeans, t-shirt, uniforms, like that, I will just name these jeans, t-shirt, and whatever it is going to be like a circle, square, or a triangle, like that shapes are given. That is said to be my coding. And after coding is given, how many triangles have sold out, how many circles have sold out, like that I'm going to edit it. And then I'm putting into a tabulation process in a daily manner to make my calculation with respect to yearly or a monthly or a quarterly basis. So with respect to that, I can able to determine my forecast. And then talking about the hypothesis process, interpretation, generalization, and making out my theory of report. So we will just talk about these things in the next class. Thank you.